Yo, what's up, guys? I get asked a lot how to freeze a lane, and I wanted to make a quick video about that to kinda... I usually just like explain it verbatim, but it's a lot easier to explain it by showing how to. Basically what you do is you walk into the wave and you group it up like this. And it groups up the wave, which means all of their minions focus down one of your minions very fast. It also means that instead of the wave being in the center of the lane, it is slightly closer to their next wave, which is coming in now. Which means their next wave gets there sooner than my wave is, which means my minions die very fast. Notice how there's a noticeable difference in the amount of minions they have versus the amount of minions that I have. And this is the essence of freezing a lane. The next step of freezing a lane is actually managing that wave, right? So what you want to do is you just want to barely last hit these minions when they're about to die. This one will die right now. And it's important to keep track of which minions yours are attacking. And you just keep the wave chill. You just trim it down as needed. Obviously, I have a tower here, so I'm going to want to start trimming this now so it doesn't reach the tower. Another important thing to keep in mind is you want to remove these melee creeps as soon as possible, because with the melee creeps, they don't just stand there and attack. They will actually walk into your tower and break your freeze. So you just want to trim those. I should have started trimming earlier. It's usually a lot easier when you're a higher level. I'm doing this at level 3. This isn't a normal. This isn't normal. You're normally not freezing at level 3. And yeah, you just want to keep it nice and trim. And notice how they still have 6 minions versus my 5s. Even though I killed all those minions, I did not break my freeze. I very carefully picked the minions that I wanted to die. And yeah. The key number of casters that you want to leave extra is 3. 3 is like a perfect number. 3 gives you a lot of breathing room. Your freeze won't randomly break on you with 3 casters. You can employ this strategy to either defend your lead. Say you have a lead, the enemy jungler keeps on ganking you. Well, actually, I did fuck up that freeze, by the way. Actually, it should be fine. Say the enemy jungler is ganking you repeatedly, you'd want to employ a freeze, right? Because if they come to try to gank me right now, there's no way in hell they're gonna get anything. Look how far back I am. How are they gonna gank me? They can't. Or, if you're super far behind, say you're playing, I don't know, Lucian against Caitlyn, and she takes your tower at, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, you can use the same strategy to create a freeze for yourself right here. It's actually easier to freeze right here than it is when you're level 3 at 5 minutes into a game. It's a lot easier to freeze. She will go mid, so you have to you know, give your mid laner a heads up. Yo, like, Caitlyn's about to head mid, be careful. You can also employ this strategy to create a slow push like I have going right now, which is the next topic that I wanted to kind of go over. Notice how I have this huge wave of my minions here. Basically, even if I wasn't here killing those minions, this wave would have built up and headed straight down, right? And if you notice, all these minions are doing damage to the tower. So basically, like, you'll see it here. their wave is grouping up and creating a gigantic wave. And say it's late game 50 minutes and I have this kind of slow push going on. By creating a slow push, it will group up and become a problem for the enemy team, because if you're poking around Baron, you know, fighting for vision control around Baron with the enemy team at 15 minutes into a game, and you have this big, huge wave slow pushing bottom, building up and building up and building up, all the way to their inhib tower, they're going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to send somebody to deal with it. Instead of the other way around, where, oh shit, we have a huge wave, 15-minute, like, we have to deal with this shit. It's like a little strategy that can, like, literally win you a game. Because not a lot of people understand how to do it. But you'll notice, their wave is still coming in. Did 400 damage to the tower. And that was without anybody actually creating the freeze. If you actively do this game after game, you'll put yourself in situations where, oh shit, the enemy tower has 200 HP, and you can swoop in late game and just be like, oh shit, I have 300 AD, just boom boom, and just take their tower. Because your minions got it low earlier, because you set up a slow push. I mean, I can't really go over, I might try to, a different day, go over all the different variables in deciding whether you should freeze or not, or something along those lines. I'm not sure. It might be too long of a video. I mean, some of the variables you think about, like, what champion am I playing? Am I playing Vayne? Am I behind against a Draven? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna freeze. If I'm against a Draven, I probably have a Cutlass at like 15 minutes in a game. So I need to freeze to get my Blade of the Rune King, you know what I mean? Or are you playing, like, say, Caitlyn? You're probably not going to want to freeze, because Caitlyn is a champion that has 650 range. She has great shove. Her ult is great for sieging. Say I took a 9-minute tower and I'm Caitlyn. I'm going to recall, buy a BF sword and a pickaxe and just walk mid and ult their mid laner and just take their tower. And then I'll go top and take their tower. Like, Caitlyn's not a champion that you really want to freeze on, you know what I mean? But Vayne is very reliant on her items, and she's gonna, want to freeze if she falls really far behind. It's really greedy, but it's also necessary, because say you're Vayne and the enemy ADC is Draven and he just completely creams you in lane. Well, that Draven is going to destroy your team in team fights, and you're going to be absolutely useless. So it's a lose-lose, but at least when you're freezing bottom, there's a chance that they misplay a dive mid or something. And then A, you're freezing, you're getting free farm, and B, your team pulls a miracle save and they, turn around a dive or whatever. It's really nice. I freeze quite often. I use slow push quite often. Those are two little things that can really improve your play, and honestly, it comes from experience to know whether or not a freeze will be effective at in a certain game, in a certain situation. You'll never really know until you've tried it. Doesn't hurt to try things. I mean, you'll never learn if you don't try. Hope this video helps. If you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I can try to cover them. Clarify any confusing things that I said or whatever. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.